What was the deciding factor for you to get certified and get into the fitness industry?
Well, I was kind of struggling myself. Throughout most of my life, I had an eating disorder, and I wanted to find out a way that I could help others not go through what I went through because it was horrible. And when I did get the certification, I had already been working kind of sort of as a backup plan. I was certified back in the 80s through the YMCA. I don't even remember what the certification was, but that was a long, long, long time ago. And since then, things have changed, and I knew it'd be better to be up on the current trends. And when I did, I felt like I was finally doing something that made a difference, and I could help others who might have been struggling with body dysmorphia, or like I was an over exerciser, under eater. I was tracking my calories and all, like to a fault. And when my school nurse came to me and said, "Karen, you have a problem. You need help. If you don't call the Renfrew Center, I'm calling for you." And that was my moment when I knew I was sick. So I don't want anybody else to have to deal with that.
That's interesting. So it was somebody who pointed it out to you and you were not aware of it until that time?
Well, I knew I was struggling with something. I didn't really think it was a problem because I was like, oh, I look great. I felt I looked great. No matter what you look in the mirror, you don't see who you see. But it's kind of a scary time. And I was able to, I guess I was there 46 days. So I was out of work. My school insurance covered it. And I had my sick time I took off. My job was to get better. So I was an outpatient from 8:30 to 2:30 every day. That was my job, to get better.
That's fantastic. I've sometimes wondered in the fitness industry if that's not more common than people let on. Have you encountered anyone since then that you thought had body dysmorphia or eating disorders?
Well, it's funny. I'm almost afraid to bring it up because I don't want to be a trigger. Because one thing I did learn while I was in therapy was to not talk numbers because numbers freak people out. I knew what my triggers were, I knew what my symptoms were, and I knew how to have coping skills. And that's what I learned from the program. So, one thing I was told is never approach somebody about it. If they come to you, then you can open up about it, but don't make them feel inferior by saying, "Do you have an eating disorder? Are you struggling with your weight? Are you struggling with this?" Because you can kind of tell by the color of the skin, it gets a little sallow looking, almost like jaundice.